And good afternoon. Welcome to the Big T today here at the Maryland State Fair. Gorgeous weather. That's the big story today. Our final Saturday of the 7-day meet here at Timonium. Big stake race today, the $75,000 Timonium Distaff. That's the feature. That's race 7. Main track is fast, perfect conditions. You had a nice 8-1 morning line, but I think people saw you liked the horse, and I think people took your tip a little bit. Still, you got a nice 9-2 payoff there. Hargis was long gone lone speed yesterday. First time gelding.
I liked Hargis yesterday. Is really solid, but that was kind of the only ray of hope on the card yesterday. Everything was difficult. A lot of pick threes were 2 or 3. The late pick 5 was 4 of 5 stands, so a little minor carryover in the late pick 5 today at the Big T. Like the card, I think a little bit better, a lot better than yesterday as far as sinking our teeth into it and maybe getting to the windows and betting with a little confidence today at Timonium. Hopefully make you some money.
Yeah, that Charlie A. Frock long shot yesterday. Philly against the boys, a big long shot. That's what kind of gave us our nice carryovers today.
All right, that was the leg I missed in my pick 5 ticket. I know you've got an early pick 5 today. I've got a late pick 5, and we agree on common ground on our pick 5 ticket. We'll reveal that in just a few moments. So it's all in on a certain horse today to be revealed in a moment.
All right, so we'll get to that. Let's get right to it here. Race 1's going to kick off both the Rolling Super High 5. That's a low 15% takeout, the Rolling Super High 5. Also, we kick off the early pick 5, the popular early pick 5, mandatory payout on the early pick 5, industry low 12% takeout. Let's take a look here at my ticket, a $16 ticket, very affordable play for the early pick 5. I'll go 4 deep here in the opener. I'll go with the 1, 3, 5, 7. Then I'm 2 deep for races 2, 3, and 4. Race 2, I go with the 3, 6. Race 3, the 1, 2. Race 4, the 4, 5. Then my single comes in race 5. That's what's that? It's a beaten nickel for Philly Mares going a half mile. Wayne Potts loaded up with a bunch of nice horses from New York for the Big T meet. And he's going to get the money with at least a few of them. And I think Debutante Girl, a 7-5 favorite in race 5 with Al Cortez, is going to be a short price favorite, a 6-year-old mare. She's made $132,000, so I single on the 3, Debutante Girl in race 5. There's my ticket, $16 ticket for the early pick 5. Dave, I know you like the Debutante in race 5 as well.
Yeah, that Debutante Girl is going to be a short price favorite in the 5th and is also the single to kick off my late pick 5. We'll show you that ticket when we get to the 5th race today, but that's Stan's ticket. I mean, go ahead. She's short price as long as she wins, and maybe we can get a little better price on the final 4 legs and one or all of the legs, hopefully.
All right, let's see if we can get a little price here. In race 1, we're going 6.5 furlongs, claiming 5,003 and up. Never won 2. Lifetime are the conditions. I go with the 5 on top here. So do you, Dave. Once more A for Charlie A. Frock. The barn did it yesterday. Al Cortez having a big meet. And this horse a good second last week in here at the Big T. Same distance, same level, same everything. So Al Cortez back aboard today. Once more A. Going to be a tough, reliable favorite, I think, here in race 1.
Yeah, the Frock Barn did it with Paisley singing yesterday to score an upset. I liked Once More last week, if you remember, at 8-1. Chased the winner all the way around the track there, Fire Marshal, who was just a little too much for him. The start may have cost him a little position early in the race. He kind of broke just a tad outward at the beginning. I thought he'd be on the lead, and maybe it's probably best that he chased anyway. I still don't think he was going to beat Fire Marshal, no matter what kind of break he had. But coming back with that quick turnaround, opening weekend at Timonium, August 24th to today, Once More A, we both agree.
What do you think about the track yesterday? A lot of speed won yesterday. You think there was maybe a little minor speed bias going on yesterday?
I thought it was kind of hard to tell. I mean, I thought the card was pretty tough card. I mean, possibly. We'll see. I mean, I'm not going to make any judgments on that one day.
All right, so we'll see today here. Once More A, I think, is going to have a forwardly placed trip. He doesn't have to have the lead, but he'll get a nice stalking trip, breaking from the 5-hole with Al Cortez. I used a 7 in my exacta. El Rojo had a nice win last weekend here at the Big T to break his maiden, and now he's realistically spotted today facing winners for the first time. You break your maiden for maiden 10, then you go the nickel 2 life. That's a good move. Christian Gerardo was aboard for the win last weekend, so let's see if Brooksy and Gerardo can do it again with Al Rojo, I think is going to get a piece of it.
Yeah, I'm still reliving that stretch drive as like Giant Viking that race last week. And here comes the longtime maiden El Rojo. But maybe the light switch went on. That was a muddy track. Back to a fast track this afternoon for El Rojo with a 45 Beyer figure off the win. That's competitive in the spot, but maybe not quite as good as Once More's 50 Beyer fig last week.
All right, so we both like the 3 in this race here. Press release for Benny Feliciano, a nice win going 6.5 last weekend at Timonium. Kymar Trotman's had the 5-pound bugs having a decent meet, so let's see if Benny Feliciano Jr. can maybe go 2 for 2 here with press release.
It looks like he's found his right level after the maiden win. Pretty good effort, all things considered, for higher company, and then dropped in for the nickel last week above it all. Good second in that race. We'll see him run today in the 9th race above it all to try to break his maiden.
Okay, horse I didn't use. You have the 4 Conquistador Fuego in the mix there for Carlos Mencia. You'll get a nice price there on the 4.
Well, 37th try was the charm for this guy. Confirmed closer back April 5th at Laurel, broke the maiden, and here he is now, 1 for 43, coming from turf to dirt. Going to hope for a pace meltdown if he wants to win, but I just put him in there for a share of the action.
All right, now I used the 1, Bro, You're Killing Me, 9-2. Boca Chica, your leading rider aboard for Joan Reynolds. Had a nice maiden score going 6.5 at Charlestown last January. Hasn't run as well since then, but now going turf to dirt, so maybe that can wake him back up here. I think the 1's live at 9-2 here.
Well, he's going to have to show speed as he did on the dirt back Charlestown at Laurel about midway through his form there, November, December, to be a factor. But I just think that he's going to get a little test from Once More.
All right, let's see if the Frock Barn can keep their hot hand going with Once More with Al Cortez aboard here in race 1. The early pick 4 starts in race 2. We're going a half-mile maiden claiming $10,000 for 3-year-olds and upward. I have the 6 on top. The 6 is your 6-5 morning line favorite. You go against the favorite all together here. Al Cortez rides this 4-year-old son of End of Mischief, first off the claim today for Chucky Houghton. Now, the horse dropped to the maiden 10 at Laurel late July, was your 9-5 favorite that day, showed speed going 6 furlongs, was head-and-head for the lead early on, finished a decent second. You see the comment there, was his second best, but a decent 52 Beyer, and you see the couple races before that at Laurel for maiden 25, maiden 16, showed speed in those races, opened up by 2, opened up a length and a half. So I think at this level here to Big T, going a half-mile speed on the outside, Al's going to try to break sharp here and go right to the front with the 6 Paid Holiday.
He's always had that speed. He just doesn't have much follow-through. I mean, I've seen this guy run time and time again at Laurel, and without any excuse, just kind of gives it up at last 16th of a mile. Maybe off the claim, maybe Donovan Houghton can figure it out to have him finish off and get the job done today. But at a short price, I don't see any turnaround for him, but maybe today.
Well, he is a beaten favorite 5 times,
Yeah.
so he's been a bit of a money burner. So I can understand people going against the favorite here in race 2, the 3. Well, let's take a look at your top pick here, the 4 Barrow Valley for Dale Capuano.
Big drop off the layoff last time on opening weekend at Timonium opening day when the track was very sloppy and a lot of rain that day. And I'm going to go back to him on a fast track today. I thought it was a decent effort behind the first-time starter named John's Promise, who made a bold advance on the turn and I think is a much better horse than that maiden 10 would indicate. I think he's going to be okay. I got him on my stable mail, John's Promise, maybe to do something down the line at a big price. So he was beaten by what I think is a legitimate horse. Could be wrong about that, but he's got that fast track today, and give him a chance here. Kosher Country, but third behind Kosher Contract, who ran okay yesterday, but against this group, I'll take him. Yeah.
I like the horse second off the layoff for Top Connections. We both like the 3 here, Shadow Boxer, Kymar Trotman, the 5-pound bug, aboard for John Salzman Jr. This horse opened up by 3 last out, going 5.5 at Laurel, and then faded, finished third. So a half-mile should be right up his alley. This will be the first time for the 3 going a half-mile, first time for the 3, and first time for the 6 here at the Big T.
Well, looks like they're going to send and try to go, see what happens there. Dapper Munn, the winner of that race, a confirmed closer who came rolling from the back of the pack, maybe even dead last that day.
We might have a lot of speed here going a half-mile. Race 2 might be a pile-up early. Could have set up for a closer going a half-mile here in race 2.
Yeah, I think Baravelli might actually come from a little off the pace today. Chased last time out, and, you know, as Pate Holiday pulls his usual act, I hope. I don't know, maybe for you not, I don't know. Maybe some just off of it, though you can't come from too far out of it, not way out. Yeah.
We both used the 5 here. Mischievous Jesse, 6-1. This horse, a half-mile specialist at Charlestown. That's all he knows. 4.5 at Charlestown. Those maiden special weights at the Berg, they're not too bad. He ran a good third last out at 21-1. So maybe this barn's figured him out a little bit by now.
He'll probably mix it up with Shadow Boxer and open Baravelli. Breaks sharp and just sits right off with him and maybe can finish the job today.
And you have the 1 Corrales sneaky here at a big price with the 1 Harmony Cap. Batista had a win for Corrales yesterday, right?
Yeah, excuse last time out, rank, pinch start. So if you believe in the second time's the charm for Harmony Cat after an excuse, he just consider him a first-time starter, though he was 33-1 against a higher class level in debut back in the spring at Old Hilltop.
All right, so half-mile maidens in race 2 to kick off that early pick 4. Here we go. Race 3, we're going 6.5 furlongs, claiming 5,000. Filly mares 3 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months. Never won 4 is the condition. We both have the 1 Dat Dares Gold. Won last weekend here at Timonium for Laurie Testerman. This 5-year-old mare in good form. She'll get a nice stalking ground-saving trip today with Kevin Gomez. So we're both going with Laurie Testerman and Dat Dares Gold here in the third.
Made a 3-wide bid to win on that sloppy track opening day at Timonium, and the negative part of the track, I think, that day was inside, and she was down inside kind of early in the race, then got up there 3-wide and went on to win with a decent score, with a daylight score, length and a quarter. I think she wins right back today for Laurie Testerman on back-to-back weekends.
All right, now about the 2 Top Hat Tizzy. I use in the Exacta. Ashley Castrenzi aboard for Wayne Potts. A good second. Rallied to finish second last out behind Dat Dares Gold. So you like the 1. I think you have to consider the 2 a little bit. Now this horse showed speed in the win at Laurel back in April, but rallied from off the pace last out. So this 4-year-old daughter, Tiz, now has a little versatility to her.
Yeah, was second to Dat Dares Gold last weekend. Again, kind of a similar trip toward the inside, shifted to the outside, but was solidly beaten. So hoping for Dat Dares Gold to get a trouble-free trip. If not, then maybe that puts Top Hat Tizzy in the winner's circle.
All right, we both like the 4 Joyful Noise. Had a troubled trip last out. Still got up and won at Laurel Park July 11th. That was a nickel 3 life, so that's a strong win. And they do the right thing. They're right back in here for the nickel 4 life with Christian Geraldo aboard.
Ran at Timonium last year. At some point, I forgot to mark down where, but a third at Timonium. So I think it's a good sign. Thought the races back in May at Charlestown were pretty good. 42-48 buyer figure. They should have got a good trip here for trainer Pat McGill, and I like that work. 35 flat, best of 4 at Laurel, August 23 is a sharpener just about 7 days ago.
Yep.
So maybe they've sharpened up her speed.
All right, so we like a couple of the same horses here. Race 3, we both have the 1 Dat Dares Gold, looking for back-to-back wins here at the Big T. The Rainbow Pick 6, the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. That starts race 4 today. We have a carryover. $732 is the carryover in the Rainbow Pick 6. We also kick off the middle Pick 4 here in race 4. We're going 6.5 furlongs, claiming 5,000 3-year-olds or 4 and up. Never won 4 are the conditions in this race. Scratch to 1 Top Czar, who was 5-2. So we both end up on the 5 here. Southern Barbecue, Correa, leading rider for the summer meet at Laurel Park. He had a win last weekend here at Timonium. Had a win yesterday. And Correa rides a 7-year-old for Kenny Decker. And a useful third last out at Laurel Park.
Yeah, the Jacks Are Better Kenny Decker horse I liked yesterday just never really fired. That was kind of a disappointment. But I think Kenny Decker might find the winner's circle today with a horse who, from March of 2018 to October of 2018, put together a string of successive races that would beat this group. And I think the last 2 races a little bit tougher level. 2 winners out of his last race. Southern Barbecue finishing 3rd. Frida Trump came out of there to win. A little horse named Twin Valor came back here to win off the claim last week at Timonium. Before that, faced the sharp, speedy miler, City Gold at Laurel Park. So I think maybe a inkling that he's going to come back against this company and run a big one today.
All right, so we both have the 7-year-old Southern Barbecue on top in this race. We both like the 3 as well. The 3 here, Swing Step for Donovan Houghton. Avery Wisman had a 2-win day yesterday, so the 7-pound bug Wisman having a good Timonium meet. And this horse, 6-year-old Son of Not for Love, a good second last out against beaten 4,000 at Delaware. That was last weekend at Delaware.
He's got a little late pep in his step as a Swing Step there. Good second behind Easy River. That was a Delaware. And his best races are coming from slightly off the pace. Certainly figures in this group of the 4th.
And I use the 4 generalist in the exacta here. Almodovar for Hugh McMahon. A couple sharp wins earlier this summer. One on the dirt at Delaware, then on the turf at Suffolk, and then a couple OK Force sprinting on the turf most recently, but gets back to the main track today. I think the 4 gets a piece of it. Has some early speed, I think.
Yeah, quick foot at Delaware. His last 3 races on the grass where he wasn't quite as fast on the turf, but returns to the dirt today where it appears he may be a little bit, can grab that ground early. Certainly a speed threat for the Hugh McMahon barn.
And we both used the 2 here. French's Quest for Jose Corrales. Batista will ride a good 3rd at Timonium last weekend.
Yeah, against 40 Acres, who drops him out of the clouds to win there against a 4,000 condition group. But just kind of an even pace 3rd, but was 28-1, so outran his odds that day. That was at a mile, 3-turn mile here at the Big T.
Right.
Now back to 2 turns at 6.5 sprinting.
All right, so we both have the 5 Southern Barbecue on top here in race 4 to kick off the middle pick 4 in the Rainbow pick 6. Dave, I know you like the late pick 5 here. We saved a good amount of time here for the late pick 5. Nice carryover, about $950 to carry over for the late pick 5. Industry low, 12% takeout. Dave, you have a late pick 5 ticket. You hit it a couple days ago. Let's check out your ticket.
I hit it yesterday, but it didn't pay what the ticket price was because it was 4 out of 5. I think it was, I don't know. But anyway, yesterday was yesterday. Today's the day. Maybe we both put our faith in the chalk in the 5th race. We'll talk about the horse in a minute. So that's my single. Let's stand single to kick off. Mine to kick off the late pick 5. His to end the late pick 5. So there you go, common ground. In the 6th race, I'm using 3 horses, D, T Up, and Fancy Outflanker, kind of an outsider here. It could be a big price, 10-1 in the line. The 7th race, the Timonium Distaff Stakes. If you can beat Anna's Bandit, and I'm going to try today, maybe with Past Perfect or Sarah's Treasure. Bunting is out of the race, and so is Conjecture. The 7th race, the 5 of the 7 are out. So we'll talk about the pace scenario there in a minute. And in the 8th race, using Farrier, Elusive Hero, Awesome Foo, Elusive Hero. And the 9th race, scratch the 2, 4, and 7. It's Big Rinny, kind of a bit of a scratch that a lot of people would have had on the ticket, but I'm still going to stick to maybe a reverse for Singaverse to go back to good form and a speed threat there in Notionality. I did not use Above It All in the 9th race, so I needed badly last week, but that's the way the ball bounces.
Right.
Yeah, we'll see. Probably beat me today.
Looks lone speed.
But if you
want
to throw that horse in, it's just going to cost you a little bit more money. Yeah.
Right. All right, so let's take a look here at the single that we both like in race 5. We're going a half mile, claiming 5,000 filly mares 3 and up. Haven't won a race this year or never won 5 lifetime. We both single on the 3 Debutante Girl, 7-5 morning line. Al Cortez aboard for Wayne Potts, this 6-year-old mare looking for a career win. Number 10, she's made 132,000, so she has some back class. She's coming down here from the Finger Lakes. She has early speed. She was 5th last out against New York bred Allowance Company. I don't think she ran a race last out, but the race 2 back, real big second against Allowance Company that day with a 63 buyer. So her form is maybe a little in and out sometimes, but I think she bounces back to a big number today.
Well, this race conditions for fillies and mares 3 and up that have not won a race in 2019 or not won 5. The races that she comes out of in New York, I think a lot tougher. The winner of that race, My Victor Rose, you see another comeback win out of that race. That horse has won 5 in a row. So I just think that this is a drop to Daylight for Debutante Girl today. Wayne Potts has a right off the van, basically. Worked August 24th at Finger Lakes, and here it is August 31st. So she's kind of off the van and here at the Big T, and was going to be a short price. We both like her.
All right. Yep. So we both have the 3 on top here. The 4, we both have an identical superfecta here in race 5. The 4, Holiday Magician for Anthony Aguirre. Felix Pinero, the 7-pound bug. He had a win yesterday here at Timonium. This horse, a good second, last out, going 7 furlongs at Charlestown. At this level, this horse made 100,000, so he could get a piece of it today.
Well, look at her career record: 4 wins, 7 seconds, 5 thirds. But look at her Timonium record: 0 for 3. Hasn't been 1, 2, 3 at Timonium. I'm just wondering whether she really likes this track or not. You know, she's certainly going to be a better price than Debutante Girl, but I used her in the mix.
All right, let's see if we can get our short price favorite home here. Debutante Girl, 7-5 here with Al Cortez in race 5. Let's turn the page here. I know we have a special a bugler today, right?
Yeah, Jade Villanueva is back.
Same guy as last weekend? He was good.
Yeah.
I liked him.
He'll do the anthem at 12:45. And
nice.
We'll have a live bugler.
Nice.
You know?
Good
Touch
stuff.
of class here at the Big
Touch
T.
of class, yeah. That's what we need. That's what the Big T
Yeah.
deserves, of course.
That's right.
All right.
It's not a digital tape or anything. We go for
Right.
the real deal here.
Real bad. He did a nice job last weekend here. So another nice big $75,000 stake. So we have a nice bugler. But let's take a look here. Race 6 to kick off to late pick 4. We're going 6.5 furlongs, claiming 5,000 for 3-year-old fillies or filly mares 4 and up. Never won 3. The conditions here, and I go with the 6 on top here. We both like the 6. Fancy Outflankers, 10-1 morning line. A 6-year-old mare by Outflanker, a homebred here for the Fisher family. Jana Fisher III, the trainer, and it took the horse. The horse came off almost a 3-year layoff this past summer, and it took her 4 races to get in good form, but she did so August 8th at Laurel, a nickel 2 life at 31-1. And she was sharp that day, went to the front, and a hard-fought duel, and wins by a nose. So Wisman right back aboard here. You like the 6 Fancy Outflanker at a price
I almost
as well.
put her on top. Almost put her on top. If the race unfolds like I think it's going to unfold, I think Unkiss Me and the first-time Claudio horse Tee Up are going to go at it. The pace should be lively, so I'm going to try to pick somebody off the pace. Almost went with your horse. And she's in good form right now. I'm not going to deny that, but it finally wound up on a 1 on the inside. D is how you say it. I understand. D. The race has produced a couple of winners, and I think she'll get a decent trip today from right off the pace. She was 5th and 7th, a few back in the form to Call Me Jelly Roll, who was on a hot streak at the time, and I think she'll sit the trip today with Felix A. Pinero, apprentice rider who won race yesterday.
Yeah, well, you make a good point. Yeah, she has just enough speed to be 2nd or 3rd on the rail,
Right.
saving ground,
That's what I'm
stalking
thinking, but-
trip, and she only has to carry 110. That's a nice lightweight assignment with the 7-pound bug. So I like the 1.
Yeah.
D as well. We both like the 4 also here. Tee Up. That's the first time Claudio horse showed speed last out at Finger Lakes, going 6 furlongs. Finished 2nd. Was the beaten 7-5 favorite up there, but half mile. We're going 6.5. So
Originally,
this horse
had
distant,
her on top. Had her on top at one time, and I said, well, it's probably going to be a little bit of a speed in here with Unkiss Me, and you note that she's not really passed a horse ever in her form, ever.
Right.
She's never really shown a second gear to pass a horse off a duel.
So we both use her, but she might be a little distance limited. We'll see here. First time Claudio 25% with new horses in his barn.
It is a new barn, right? New first time Claudio, always tough.
So we both have a 1-4-6, 6-4-1 on top. We both like the 2. Well, I like the 2-1 Kiss Me. Had a sharp win going a half mile last weekend. Has to go 6.5 today. You have the 3 there. Bash is going to be a big price today, probably.
Yeah, a little too much. Yes, last time out, 12-1 against yesterday's plan, who was a 15-length winner that day. So beaten 26, but 15 of those 26 lengths were by a horse nobody was going to beat that day. Potential off the pace horse. Don't believe I don't believe I used her. No, I didn't use her in the pick 5, so we'll see.
All right, we have the same 3 on top here. Let's turn the page. Race 7, the feature of the day to kick off the final pick 3. It's the $75,000 Timonium Distaff for filly mares 3 and up. We're going 6.5 furlongs and a couple key scratches in here. Scratch to 5, Bunting, who was 3-1 morning line, and also scratch to 7, Conjecture, who was 12-1. So still, you have 6 talented filly mares going for $75,000 here, going an honest sprint distance of 6.5 furlongs. We have a 1-2, 2-1 on top. Let's start with the 2. Anna's Bandit, your 6-5 morning line favorite. This 5-year-old mare by Great Notion. She is one tough customer. That was a sharp win last out. 80 by her speed figure. She's run bigger than that, but that was a tough open allowance condition going 7 furlongs. Some tough customers in there. She stalked on the outside, came wide, and won with a fast time, 23-1. This will be her first start here at Timonium. She won 7 furlongs last out. She's shown speed before. I think 6.5 furlongs will be right up her wheelhouse. Jerry Robb, Xavier Perez trying to heat up here at the Big T. The X-Man had a nice win yesterday.
Yeah, they're going to have to heat up at the right time to get the Timonium Distaff. Now, on paper, you'd probably say pay to make the check out, pay to the order, and no guts, no glory farm, right? We got superior buyer figures. There's a 5-year-old mare, 11 wins, visually impressive, and most of her wins across town at Laurel. 4th beaten 3 lengths behind Shalom there in the Ski Pat Stakes at Pimlico on Preakness weekend back in May. It's all points to, just don't even run the race, write the check to her. But that's the way we run them, right? So I'm going to take a shot here with number 1, Pass Perfect. I think is in really good form right now. 3-year-old filly. I'd love to race back July 6th at Laurel Park, Restricted Allowance Company. Think they may get a little aggressive today from that inside gate. I'm going to take a shot to upset the big favorite in the 7th.
All right, she's going to have to break better today. I used her in the exacta, but she broke a little slow last time. In a couple of her other races, she hasn't broke the best. And now breaking from that 1 hole, going 6.5. Geraldo's going to have to be tied on and try to get a sharp break, see if he can get a nice stalking trip like she got with that big win 2 starts ago at Laurel Park. So, all right, we both like the 1-2, 2-1 on top. We both like the 3 as well. I'm 2-1, 3-4. The 3, Belial had a sharp win, second off the layoff. Last out she's a 3-year-old filly now. She made over $100,000 as a 2-year-old, and she had a sharp win, second off the layoff as a 3-year-old, going a mile. The 6.5 will be no problem. Ashley Castrenze gets a big shot here on a nice filly who's going to be dead fit for this distance. The Cal Lynch barn, had another win yesterday.
Yeah, Ashley's riding well here to Big T. Off a win going a mile at Laurel with that long run to the second wire finish. I like this filly. She's 1-for-1 at Timonium, as Gary Quill pointed out to me, with a big win breaking the maiden at this track last year. She's a little better filly this year than last year. Got up in time to win going away, going the mile. Little concerned that maybe she's going to be a little bit off the pace too far, kind of mid-pack or toward the back of the pack. Not real sure what to make of her. She's improved with blinkers. Maybe they'll get aggressive with her today. But you see, even back at the Maryland Juvenile Filly Championship, that was before blinkers. She fell double digits off a quick pace in that race and couldn't make an impact. But a better filly this year at 3 than she was at 2.
All right, so we both like the 3. Belial has a nice little long shot here. You like the 6, Sarah's Treasure. Katie Davis rides for Robin Graham, 6-year-old mare, second off the layoff today. She's finished 3rd before here at the Big T.
Was behind Belial in that mile race at Laurel. We just talked about a second ago. And maybe not much pace in the race today. I think she'll be forwardly placed. They're going to try to use her speed at a big, big price.
All right, so 6 talented filly mares, $75,000 Timonium Distaff, 6.5. We both like some of the same horses on top there, just in a little different order. Let's turn the page. Race 8 will kick off the late daily double. We got to fly. We have the Bugler coming up for the national anthem. Race 8, we're going 6.5, claiming $12,500 for 3-year-olds and up. Wide open, tough claimer here. Scratch to 10-year-old, scratch to 3, Gold Man. I go with the 2 on top. My Eminence sharp win last out at Delaware, going 1.70 for open 8,000. Steps up today The 6-year-olds won 2 in a row for Hugh McMahon. Katie Davis was aboard for the win, 2 back. This should be dead fit for the 6.5. One going 6.5 at the Big T against Allowance Company last March.
That race 2 back for 8,000 indicates that maybe he can step up today, because the runner up behind him, Worth His Salt, came back to win his next start on the race to open 10,000 with a big number in next start. And then, of course, My Eminence won for the same level 8, now raising to 12.5, but a positive note there for My Eminence.
All right, you have the 6 Awesome Foo on top. Farrier, one of your leading trainers. They put the blinkers on today for the 6 Awesome Foo.
Yeah, Miner's Quest beat him last time out as a favorite, but the blinkers going on today perhaps to improve some concentration for Awesome Foo. Some of his best numbers would do quite well here. Same with number 5, Elusive Hero. Farrier 1, 2, 2, 1, and those are the 2 horses in that late pick 5 sequence on my ticket.
All right, so we like the same 4 horses there in race 8. Race 9, we're going 6.5 furlongs. Maiden claiming 5,000, 3 and up. Scratch to 2. Scratch to 4 and scratch to 7. I don't think there's any speed in here. The 6 is a closer. The 7, that was a big late scratch, Big Rainy. But the 6 is a closer. I think the 1 above it all with Wisman, the 7-pound bug. This 3-year-old homebred for Richie Blue Jr. and Merriman. Good second last weekend here at Timonium at this level, going 6.5. Wisman won 2 yesterday. One of those was going right to the front. I think they're going to send all day long here with the 1 above it all. I think he's lone speed in this race.
The note. I forgot about that. I loved him last week. Loose pre-race. Remember that horse got loose in the post-parade?
Yep.
Ran around. So he's probably going to beat me today out of the pick 5 if I'm still alive. But I went to Sing-A-Verse in here. His last race was just awful at Laurel, but some of his back races would do. So it could be Sing-A-Verse, trained by Ferris Allen, past the Ferris Allen wheel, making a move.
Right, all right. So I used the 5. You'll get a decent price there. Kymar Trotman, I think it's the first horse Ferris run here at the Big T, so it'll be good to see him up here at Timonium. I know he's been busy. He's been doing well down there at Colonial.
He's busy down there with
right. Virginia Derby down there. All right, we're doing the Big T here. So, all right, so Sing-A-Verse, I think, is live for Ferris here in race 9. The 6 we both like here. The 6, Notionality, is going to be closing. Katie Davis not going to let the speed get too far in front of her.
I don't know whether he's going to close or he may actually send. He's had speed at Delaware for maiden 25. He got beat by a horse named Hardcore Folklore, I believe, won at Saratoga recently during this meet. So you see kind of off and on form. Did close last time out, but is capable, especially in this spot. I mean, you just look at the paper or the form of everybody. I think he might test above it all at some point. But that was a big race from above it all. I forgot about that. The short comment given it to you, loose pre-race. I believe ran off for like 1/8 of a mile,
right,
but was eventually collared, put in the gate, and that took just enough out of him to get beat last week at 6-1.
Sure. So, all right, see if he can act and behave better today in the post parade. That's it. We're out of time. Big 9 race card to feature the Timonium Distaff. That's race 7. We have a nice carryover in a pick 6. That starts race 4. The late pick 5, that's almost $1,000 carryover. That starts in race 5. Beautiful weather, fast main track. Buglers coming up with the national anthem. Hopefully you find another Hargis on top today.
Well, we'll see. we're counting on Wayne Potts, right?
Yep, he's due.
Single.
All right, good luck today here at the Big T. All right, thanks, Eric.
Thank you.